Wait a minute.
Hold a minute.
Just 1 second.
You know who that came from? She told me who that came from. Jesse White told her to come here tonight and serve them tonight. Not at my home. Tonight, these were served to us. You better get your ID.
I guess this is for Andy and you, Tommy, and probably DJ. Why are you so animal about doing a new comprehensive plan and spending another $40,000? We already paid for half, 15, 20,000, whatever. What's wrong with the one we did?
It's being used.
Tommy,
It's been factored in.
not factored in. I'm talking about the one we did. Not factored in.
That was never approved by the board. It was never put.
Well, then they should all have been thrown off. And whoever was supervisor at that time should have been thrown off for them not doing their job.
Dawn, when was the last comprehensive plan?
I can't hear you.
The microphone's not working.
And I'm not talking about the last one approved. I'm talking about the one we worked 2 years on.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If it's not approved, how can you use it?
South Fayette just did it, same thing.
All right. When was the last one that was approved by the board? How you know? 1990.
It was approved by the board November 18th, 1998.
So we need another comprehensive plan.
What's wrong with the one we did?
You do need.
You just want to rezone property, Andy. Don't tell me.
No, I don't.
Well, then what's wrong with the one we did?
You're
Everybody
updating
worked
it.
their ass off on it.
Ron, you're updating it. That's what you're.
What are you changing?
I don't know, Ron. That's what
There's nothing to do with zoning.
process.
There's nothing to do with zoning.
What's wrong with the one we did?
Rezone things. I don't have any intentions of rezoning big parcels.
Answer me a question. What is wrong with the one we did?
How old is it? When was it done?
What changed?
No, let me ask you, when was it done?
Completed in 2008.
Okay, so it's 7 years old. Every 10 years, you're supposed to redo that comprehensive plan.
You said it's my seven. What's wrong with the one we did?
Because that's what I'm saying, you needed to go ahead and update things. There's been, since 2008, there's been a lot of things that have changed in the town.
What?
There's been a lot of things
What?
that have changed. Our population has changed, a lot has changed, so.
You think
You need to update it.
you think none of us considered
I
that?
never went to the planning commission from the agent, the planning
Means in
agent.
2008.
Yeah.
There's no requirement for 7 years.
I mean, they're not.
Hey, Ron.
Come to us, it didn't even go to the
There's no 7-year requirement.
Excuse me, Tom. Planning Commission.
That's not true either. I just read it. They said it's recommended,
The
but it's
planning
not
commission
required.
didn't make a recommendation or
Huh?
they didn't evaluate it.
They didn't do their job.
It's recommended. It's only recommended. You don't even have to have one.
What is wrong with the one we did?
Archie, asked that question, the planning commission didn't even act on it.
Why? Why didn't they? Then they should all been removed.
You're asking us
They
why,
could have at least denied it or accepted it.
you're asking us why in 2008 the planning commission didn't do something, we can't answer that.
Tom, were you a supervisor at the time?
As a supervisor.
Why didn't you follow up and see where the one we worked on was at?
I did follow up on it. The planning commission.
Why didn't you tell them to get it done?
The planning commission did not act on it, they did not even review it.
Why?
Tom, they did review some of it.
They started on it, I remember that.
They did start on it.
Yeah, I don't know why. Can't answer that.
Do you think, Andy, we weren't smart enough to consider the growth in the population and everything? You think we didn't look at none of that?
I think you did, Ron, but now it's what it is now. It's time to go ahead and do a plan that we can adopt and actually basically put into motion. And I'm not, like you said.
And you're gonna tell me right now there's not gonna be no rezoning?
I can't guarantee you what's going to happen. I'm only a small part of
It has
it.
nothing to do with
You know what? If I want to do something up here, I can't get it done unless there's enough board members that agree to do it. It just doesn't happen. That's how this voting goes up. But that whole comprehensive plan that we want to do takes in people from around the community as input too.
We had people from community, we had people from Canada, we had all kinds of different people there. Because if you remember at the time, they were talking about merging police department. and putting a bridge from Canterbury into South Point. Do you remember that, Lisa?
Yes.
But it's not like we just sat there and took some crayons and said, this is this, this is this.
And I
We
understand
did
they
our
are
homework.
using some of that plan too, Ron, as they move forward with it.
What do you have before?
Dave Bradwell, 20 Birchway. Where are we at on the Puchany house?
I can bring you up to date on that. Judge Emery made a ruling and she gave him more time. She asked him, she said you can refile. He filed some things that weren't exactly proper and she gave him time to refile. That's what we're saying.
All right, well, where are we at?
20 days. Chris, was it that looked like?
Yeah, 20 days.
Where are we at on condemning your house that the township owns?
We're not doing anything with that until,
Oh, you're gonna leave it like his, like the grass is high and the house is a mess?
there's nothing we can do with the house.
What do you mean? You tear it down, it's condemned, you tear it down. They haven't cut it yet this year. It ain't cut.
We'll get to it.
Yeah.
If you're asking, that's where it sits with,
Well, you need to do something on your house or we're gonna be in the same situation as Puchany. You're acting just like them.
we're not.
What do you mean you're not, Tommy? You own the house, it's condemned, they got a condemnation sign on it, why ain't you doing something?
We are, we're following through.
Well, you're gonna do something because I'm filing now, you're in litigation with me.
Do whatever you have to do. Maybe that.
I am doing it, don't give me a smart answer, I'm telling you, I'm doing it.
We hope it does.
I'm telling you, I'm doing
All
it.
right. All right.
That'll probably come with your subpoena to the trial that's coming up in July.
All right. We stand notified.
All right?
Thanks.
And now, the house across the alley, the grass ain't cut, the bank owns. Why do I have to call on it every year? Don't we have someone that has a job riding around, giving citations or whatever? Did I call you this week, Don?
We don't pay somebody to drive around.
What's Mark Whalen do? What are you doing, Tommy? Telling me stupid stories.
Actually, there's where the stupid stories come from, what everything that you said. You've never said a truthful thing here since you've been coming to these meetings, or an accurate.
What's Mark Whalen do? What does Mark Whalen do? What's his job?
You know what his job is. You've asked that already.
Yeah, to ride around and see if grasses are high, give citations, check on people's property.
That's his job.
Yeah, that's his job. Why'd I have to call you this week, Don?
You called me to find out when it would be cut. Mark had, and I did call.
And he rode down the alley the last 2 days before I called him.
Well, he-
How many citations were written on that property?
No, I wasn't saying.
And then I come around the bend tonight, how about your hillside?
You got a point to this?
Yeah, the ordinance. You have to follow the ordinance. If my grass was high, my hillside wasn't cut, you know I'd get a citation. Is your hillside cut, Don?
I'm not here about my hillside.
I'm here about it. I rode by and seen it.
A problem with you can file a complaint, which is in Mark.
I will follow it. Everything's smart. That's why no one up here belongs. You get a smart answer. That's why nothing gets done. We'll look into it. You never look into it.
All right. We're going to go to a couple announcements, in particular at Cecil Precinct number 2 voting poll. It is changed now officially from Independence Church to our generation home here in the municipal building. Also, you can see our Cecil Township Historic Society has a meeting. Our Cecil Carnival at Cecil number 3 is August 3rd through the 8th, with the parade on Saturday, August 8th.